Hi there. Sunday, October 22nd, 2023, 6:15 p.m. Welcome to the Fourth Watch Ohio edition. I need to give you perspective on Ephesian Armor. Everyone wants to talk about it, wants to know how to put it on. My main suggestion, first and foremost, is understand its origin. Where did it start? You see, when Christ came, he restored our power, authority, and dominion that Adam was given, and then Adam and Eve messed up for all of humanity, until Christ returned, went to the cross, and conquered the grave. So for us, Ephesians 6 is very real. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We have sparring partners that are spiritual in nature, and we can't kill them, not yet, but we also need to get leveled up and trained. And so God has given us the honor of doing so every single day. God's mercy renews morning by morning, and manna was given from heaven morning by morning, and we have the honor of rising in authority, in dominion against the enemy, on behalf of our King, ourselves, and others. But my question for you, where did that armor come from? You see, most pastors will tell you that that armor comes from the example of the Roman soldiers that Paul was surrounded by, and that's not the case. The origin goes back to Isaiah 59. So before Christ came to give us authority in the spiritual and the heavenly realms, God was looking for people to intercede on his behalf. Starting with verse 15. The Lord saw, and it displeased him that there was no justice. He saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his own arm brought salvation for him, and his own righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of salvation on his head. He put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. The coastlands he shall fully repay. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. When you put on Ephesian armor, even when you mention it, you're putting on the very thing that God himself has ordained and given us as kings and priests according to God. When you put on Ephesian armor, please be mindful of the fact that God put it on first, and God's entrusted you with something that he himself has tested in battle. He's looking for people to intercede. God put it on against humans, people adversaries, not just spiritual. So the longer you keep saying, oh, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, actually, we do, and we're about to even more. Please don't be naive. Please don't just simply look at the things around you in the news, what's happening in the spiritual realm, and think that this is not coming to your doorstep. Pray to God that many are awakened, strengthened, blessed, equipped, and prepared for what's coming. But every time that you make a cop-out to Ephesian armor and think that you're never going to get your hands dirty, I'm sorry. I pray that you won't. I pray that you can train and train and train and never have to use the skills that you acquire. But everything's on schedule. God's people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. This is my best to equip you. This is my best for you to understand exactly what's at stake, what you do with it. It's up to you. Just as this video started out with a darker background, now it's here. Now it's in the light. Now we see it clearly. It's the same with your faith. So I pray as you're stepping in, I pray as you are processing and understanding, I pray that you find yourself at the end of your excuses, at the end of your naivete, at the end of your rebellion, and at the end of your cowardice. You see, Revelation 20 still stands. Cowards will not enter heaven. So the longer you keep hoping for and wanting a rapture and wanting a way out and wanting to avoid physical conflict, listen, I don't want it. And the longer you want to just think we can avoid what's coming in the physical sense, you're either going to put on that armor and understand who put it on first and put it on with zeal, or you won't, and what comes, comes. Do not be afraid. You do not have a spirit of fear. You were not given one by God. Next time you mention Ephesian armor, pray to God that you remember where it came from. An armor untested in battle can't be used. So it's time. Don't just put on the full armor of God flippantly. Put it on knowing that he's called you to follow him because he put it on first. Even though tomorrow's not promised, even for God's people, it can be interesting. That's what I pray for you. That's it. God bless. Godspeed. Get in the word. Get on your knees in prayer. Understand that we are fighting a very real enemy very, very soon. Praise God for that, because he's chosen us for a time such as this. Pray your blessing kept mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and always. For God, for family, for country. God bless and Godspeed. See ya.